This FNAF fan game called the Twisted Carnvial is terrifying, with unique animatronics, scary jump scares, an actual carnival that you can play at, and everybody's favorite part, lore. And I'm serious, a lot of lore. But first, if you've never heard of the Twisted Carnvial, let me give you a summary. The Twisted Carnvial's final demo was released 8 months ago in 2023, but it also had an old demo back in 2021, but it got canceled back then and deleted off of GameJolt. But now it's back in development. For the story of the game, on the GameJolt page, it says, when 5 children are mysteriously found dead unexplainably after a ride on the park's Ferris wheel, it's obvious that something strange is happening, and the secrets must be uncovered. So our job here is to find out what happened to those 5 missing children, and if we could uncover these secrets. Well, at least try to, because it's just a demo, so it's not gonna reveal much. At the end of the video, we're going to try to form a theory on this game, but for now, let's just get into the gameplay. We begin the game with the help wanted sign asking for a nightly security guard on the gate that's outside the carnival. Once it fades out, we are shown where we're going to be staying for the night, and it looks like we're inside of some sort of booth. In front of us, we have a curtain that we're able to close using the big red button on top of it. We're going to use this to defend ourselves against the animatronics that I will introduce in a second. Next, if you turn around, we have the phone to our right, the camera system in the middle, and some sort of mannequin to our left, which in this game represents the puppet. That's the environment that we are staying at. We pick up the phone, and the phone guy for some reason tells us that we're not supposed to be in here, and it's definitely not where we want to be. But he moves on from that and explains to us how to get through the night, which we are getting into right now. The night has 4 animatronics active: Bear Hug, Bonzo, Cheeksy, and the mannequin. For Bear Hug, he'll be in the front of our curtains just making noise all the time. You want to just flash him and check if he's moved or not. If he starts running towards you, flash and it'll stun him. Then you can close the curtains and he'll reset. The same goes for Bonzo and Cheeksy. They'll run towards you and all you need to do is flash them with your flashlight and they'll reset back. For the mannequin behind you, you don't want to look away from it for too long or else it'll stop you from doing anything. Whenever it's staring deep into your eyes, you want to stay still as long as you can and it'll scan you and it'll reset. That's all for this night. This night we didn't really have any problems, but these animatronics are so angry for no reason, bro. Like, they would just keep on attacking me non-stop. One thing I've learned is if you look at them on the camera, they'll go backwards, but most of the time it doesn't work, so it's kind of useless, but it is helpful sometimes. We ended up beating the night. However, it wasn't too bad. We didn't die. After we beat the night though, we get a cutscene. It starts off with a woman saying, "David, you can't keep doing this. You remember what the therapist said?" Then David responds with, "But there's something going on. I know there is." David's wife, I assume, says, "That isn't healthy." David tells her that there is something going on and they're trying to cover it up. "Don't you want to know what happened to her up there?" His wife tells him that the report said it was faulty wiring, but David does not believe that. However, she continues saying that the whole park was already falling apart. They should have known better and not have brought her to a place like that. But David still doesn't believe it. She tells David he isn't a cop anymore. He can't go wandering into places where he shouldn't be, but he needs to know what actually happened. She tells him to leave. She can't do this right now, and we go into static. That's all that we have right now. After the cutscene, we get a minigame of us inside of a carnival. In here, you can find multiple minigames to play, and when you play them, you win tickets. You can use this to buy things that can help you throughout the night, such as a fishbowl, extra battery, or plushies to sit on your desk. We went to a whack-a-mole kind of thing and won 13 tickets. With all these tickets and the one we picked up on the floor, we got a camera sensor so we can see where they're at all the time. But that is all for after night 1. For night 2, we are introduced to another 3 animatronics. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do in this game. The first one being Foxtrot. Foxtrot is blind and will follow the sound that the animatronics make, but to keep him away, you have to put your camera on him the entire time. If you don't, he'll run to your office and kill you. And when he does that, there's nothing you can do. Neither the lights or curtain will work on him because, again, he's blind. Now for the next animatronics, it actually depends on what game you play at the carnival. And since I played Whack-a-Balloon Boy, I got Whack-a-Balloon Boys. You have to hit him with your hammer just like we did in the minigame. Until you do that, they will disable you from turning around, which can be a problem if you're facing away from the curtain. If you don't hit them at all, then they'll take one of your items that you bought at the shop. The next animatronic is Shopkeep. It will appear either in front of you or behind you. If you look at them, they will crawl behind you. When they do, you have to turn around, look at them again, and then they'll go away. If you leave them there, they'll do the same thing the Balloon Boys do. They will take one of your items and bring it back to the store. That's all the animatronics added into the chaos. For night night 2 on the phone call, it ends up we are talking to David. David is staying on some sort of tower looking down at the carnival and the animatronics. He's been investigating the park for weeks trying to get answers for the incident. He reveals that they just died, no injuries, no trauma, it just happened. The doctors couldn't find out what was wrong with them, and he doesn't believe that's true and thinks the police are covering it up. And that's all David reveals this night. And I know I just explained Foxtrot's mechanics, but I swear I still don't understand it one bit. First, I died to bear a hug because I was trying to send Bonzo and Cheeksy back, but they just wouldn't leave, so I died. But for the rest, it was just Foxtrot torture. No. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Bruh. I see you. Flash. Close. Boom. No way, right? No way. No way I die here, right? I don't understand it. I don't understand. Do I have to perfectly time it? No. No, you don't, Dre. You couldn't be more wrong. So until I actually decided to pay attention to what David was saying, then I was finally able to beat the night literally the next attempt after. After this night, we get a cutscene, and it's some person talking to David in person. David asks if anything has happened since the incident, and the person tells him no, just staff quitting and leaving the company. He hasn't heard from his janitor in weeks, and then the cutscene ends here. Now we go back into the carnival to play some more games, and while I was going around picking up floor tickets, I found a glitched Freddy. I went towards it, it spoke some gibberish, and then it disappeared. I looked around for him again, but nothing. So I just went and played some cotton candy game. We just had to put the cotton candy into our basket, but god damn, it was just not going in. The controls on these mini games are pretty weak, but again, it's a demo, so what can you expect? After the mini game, we had enough to buy 2 things. I bought a fishbowl and a Foxtrot plushie. But now moving on to night 3. David on this night tells us it's like the whole carnival is alive, and he doesn't know what is causing it. He also says that he's close to cracking the case, but he just needs a little bit more time. This night introduced us to 2 new animatronics. First being Cotton Boy. He's the one from the mini game, of course, and for him, you just need to click on him repeatedly and he'll go away. If you don't, then he'll take something that you bought from the store away from you. Next is the glitched animatronics that we saw at the carnival. When I first saw it in game, I was shocked.
Hope the flashlight still works on him. For your sake.
What the hell was that? But for him, just flash your light at him and he'll go away. For this night, it is difficult. Literally, my first attempt on this night, I literally got jumped. Oh my god. Oh my god. No! They teamed up on me, man. I couldn't do anything. I was dying so many times, bro. I stopped getting scared and started getting mad. No! These damn balloon boys! Oh my god! Oh my god! No, I'm dead! Oh my god. But then I finally beat it. After night 3, we get a more interesting cutscene than before. We go around and interact with things in the carnival, and some are really interesting. So we're going over everything that looks a little suspicious. The first being that the Ferris wheel is blocked off with police tape, so we know that is where the incident took place. Next is where we went and found the glitched Freddy in the corner. It says that there's some dead grass there, so we can make a good assumption that someone has died there. Another one that is interesting is Tim, who is the janitor of the carnival. And remember when the manager said he hasn't heard from him in weeks? The reason why is because Tim is dead. Allegedly. I'm not sure yet, but there's a splat of blood where his dog tag was, so we could just assume that's what happened. One more thing is by the shed where the animatronics are is some sort of dumpster maybe, but it has 3 padlocks around it. So once the full game releases, we need to unlock that shed and find out what's inside of it. But that's all I found interesting. That isn't the end of the game though, because we still have another 3 animatronics to unlock. Prize dolls, Robbie, and Valentine. For the prize dolls, their minigame is this, nothing too much. Whenever they're at your office, they will just stay there until you put on one of those 3 masks on top of your curtain. It's a different mask for each one, so try on every single one of them to see which mask is for who. Once you put on the right one, they'll go away. Next is Robbie. His minigames, you have to jiggle his balls. Pause. The more you juggle, the more tickets you earn. And while you're juggling, he'll start jump scaring you, trying to distract you. But whenever he's at your office, he'll be at your window laughing, making noise while disabling your camera, you need to turn back around for him to go away. For the last animatronic with the most lore is Valentine. For her, even before you enter her minigame, she gives you lore. If you put all 4 of her Morse code together, you get Beware the Music. Currently, we have no idea what that means, but in the full release, we'll probably know what it means. I might have an idea though, so wait till the end for the theory. For her game, however, you need to connect all the buttons in front of you to fix the ride. But this is really hard. I wasn't able to beat it, and I lost with her jump scaring me. But now to put all the pieces together and see what comes out of it. Before I do, I am not Mad Pat. I am one with the Mad Pat. So if you criticize me, you're criticizing the Mad Pat. Alright, the theory is this. For what I believe took out those 5 children on the Ferris wheel is music. Why, you ask? Well, why else would Valentine say beware the music? It would have to be some sort of music or something, because when the doctors checked for injuries and such, they found nothing. They just died, as if they lost their soul, which I can assume that the music put the children's soul into the animatronics. There's another theory for y'all, however, and it's that David will end up being inside of Foxtrot. The reason why I believe this is because on the Twisted Carnvial's Discord server, they have an emote that is supposed to be David's eye, and around the eye, it looks like he's in some sort of animatronic. And which animatronic does not have eyes? Foxtrot. So I'm assuming that David will end up getting his eyes scooped up and added into Foxtrot. I think that theory was really interesting though. Even if it's completely wrong, I don't think it's a bad idea. Or it is, so who cares? I guess we'll need to wait until the full release to know the real story. But thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Let's hit 100 likes on this video. Join the Discord. It should be on the top link of the description or the pinned comment. And I'll see y'all next week.